How to price your dropshipping products. Now, I've got a new hat here and I'm going to use this as an example. Now we're actually going to jump into a couple of products. So look at this hat I just got. This hat is $45 Canadian. It's a 10 tree hat and that's about 36 US. Okay, so I'm just taking the tags out. This is literally the first time I'm wearing this. I thought it'd be a good segue to make a video here. Now, look at this. 10 tree, they've got the packaging all nice for me. What did this hat cost them? I don't know, I have no idea. That's the biggest challenge that we face as dropshippers, especially when we're trying to price our products, because we know the cost of the product, so then we change our entire mindset based on that, and we don't really sell our products appropriately. So when I look at this hat, and I know my hair is brutal, stay with me here. When I look at this hat, I say, well, what's the quality? What's the value to me, okay? Now, 10 Tree is an excellent example here because I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they go above and beyond. Every product you buy from them, essentially they plant 10 trees. That's the brand name, right? So here we go. I'm looking at this hat and I'm like, it's a pretty good, high quality hat. I like it. It looks decent. Not on me, on someone else it would look good. But I go, they plant 10 trees. That's a value added proponent. Now I was willing to spend the $36 US as a result of that. This realistically cost them, with planting the trees, $3 or $4 maximum. Getting a tree planted is actually fascinatingly cheap. So when you're pricing your products, ignore the concept of cost. We don't know what they cost. Consumers don't know what they cost. Now, I want to jump into another intricate example here. This dog dish, okay? I have a very big animal-based pet supplies e-commerce store. This animal dish was something that I thought I would absolutely crush it. You guys have probably seen this product by now. It was big a few years ago. That's when I launched mine, and now it's still a consistent seller, but it's nothing crazy. So I looked at this product and I said, you know what, my cost on this is about $3, $4. I'm gonna charge $14.99 for this product. It's a great upsell. People are really gonna go for it. That's a very fair price point, okay? Conversion rates on that product were absolutely brutal. It didn't work out well for me at all. I don't know why, I couldn't sell it. So I'm like, this makes no sense. This is an absolute awesome product. It's new to the market. It's convenient. It fulfills a need. Every single kind of, itch if I should sell this product was saying yes. So then I was like, I'm gonna up the price to $24.99 or $29.99, right in that range. And I saw something really crazy. My conversions actually went up because conversions are not tied to price. Remember that. Everyone thinks from a wholesale perspective that if I lower my price, conversions will go up. That's in fact not the case. That's actually kind of the opposite of things, generally speaking. And I'll explain to you why. It's a value perception. When I upped the price of this dog bowl, what happened was consumers that were worried that this dog dish would be harmful for their animal, which I want to stress, it was not. I made sure it was BPA free and followed all the standards. They thought that there's no way for $14.99 that silicone dog dish would be effectively safe for their animal. By upping the price, that got rid of that notion. Now at $24.99 or $29.99, depending on which country you're in, that's why I say that range, people don't think that anymore, and they said, well, it's obviously a high quality dog dish for that price, and they started converting because I removed the doubt from their mind, okay? I think you guys see where I'm going with this and trying to explain this. I want to do a couple more little examples. Watches. Watches are the funniest thing. We can see a Rolex watch that costs thousands of dollars that doesn't have a diamond in it. That's another expense. But I can also compare that to a fossil watch, right? And yes, I understand that the Rolex watch costs more to make, probably, than the fossil watch, but it's not as substantial as people would think. Even if they're all handmade one by one, that Rolex watch is not costing thousands of dollars to make. So how are they able to charge this $25,000? Now, they have a brand perception. If they lowered the price of their watches to next to nothing, their brand would become meaningless because the price to value proposition doesn't match. That's what is the most important thing when you're pricing products. You need to price them appropriately so that it actually matches the value. If it doesn't match the value, consumers are going to go there and say, this is just a little weird to me, and leave the site. They won't say that, but that's what they're thinking when price doesn't line up. We've probably seen those scams of products that should be thousands of dollars sold for $300. You go there and you go, this isn't right, I'm not buying this, something seems fishy. They're doing that on your site without you realizing it. So generally speaking, you actually want to increase your pricing. When I do consulting, marketing consulting, I have a very high price. I charge quite a bit of money for it. But that eliminates the perception that I do a bad job. People now assume and correlate, if he's charging that kind of money, he has to have results. Along with my brand and my case studies and my track record, of course that helps, but the price eliminates that. If I were to charge next to nothing for consulting, people wouldn't go with me. They'd go with the alternative because they'd say, that just doesn't make sense that he's so cheap. So when you're pricing your products, the tactics that I use, I ignore Amazon, I ignore AliExpress. You can't go there to find your products because at the end of the day, someone who shops on Amazon is probably not a good consumer for us because they're looking for lower cost items. If you're a dropshipper on one of those platforms, you have to be price sensitive to your competition because we look at a can of soups, okay? If I look at an aisle of soup cans, now when I'm here, this is like being on Amazon. If I want mushroom soup, for example, I can probably find 5 alternatives for mushroom soup, different brands, different companies, different price points. They're all in one place for me to look at. So when I'm on Amazon, if I'm looking for this can of soup, I can probably see 5 to 10 to 100 alternatives. So I'm comparing them based off of price as well as some perception of quality, right? But generally speaking, they've made it this far. They're probably decent quality, okay? I might have my favorites. Some brand awareness allows some people to charge slightly more, but we're still all in this realm. Now, when I drop ship on a site like Shopify, or I have a private store where these alternatives aren't readily accessible, that allows me to charge whatever I think the value proposition can be because they cannot directly see a competitor's price. So if you're selling a unique item, which I stress that you should sell unique items, people don't know what the price of that item should be. So you're dictating that price to them. Notice how I never mentioned the word cost in here. It doesn't matter if you paid $2 or $20 for that product, the price perception is all that's important. If you can show them from a high quality site that your price is $100 for that watch, that's awesome. But you need to have high quality images. You probably need sophisticated models in there. You need to really justify that throughout the brand process. Now, if I use these great images off of Shutterstock and I send someone to my watch site where my watches were $19.99, people are gonna be like, this is weird. This doesn't really align. They're probably junk or garbage watches. This is probably a knockoff site. We see a lot of those everywhere online. So you have to, at the end of the day, just go in as a consumer and say, if I'm charging $100, what do I need to see along the way? That's the biggest thing. Align your site in fashion with that. If you're a low-cost product, don't have a Lexus with someone wearing a nice watch and the stud of a model there if you're selling your watches for $19.99. Doesn't make sense. Just have a simple web page. Make it seem like a discount store. That's the way that customers won't be like, this is fishy, this is weird, this guy's trying to lie to me. So your price perception is what is important, not the cost of your product. So I hope that that makes sense. If you guys want some help pricing your products, what I'll do is leave a comment below this video with your product and I'll hop on and I'll just say a number that I think is fair for that. You guys might be quite surprised at some of the numbers that I put, and I encourage you guys to do this. It's great if you're already selling a product, you might be able to increase your price, but generally speaking, price is a model that is not associated directly with conversions. Yes, if you price ridiculously high or ridiculously low, conversions might change, but if you're within that ballpark of acceptable values, conversion rate's gonna stay pretty static. So I'm excited for you guys to implement this into your business. If you sell a service or you guys drop ship, this is basically the same fundamentals wherever you are. Find the value proposition, align your brand and image with that, then you'll be able to find a price that's applicable to maximize profits or maximize conversions, because being a low-cost wholesaler, you probably will get a higher conversion rate, but you need to align your brand so that it makes sense. So if you guys have any questions with that, please let me know. I'm excited to hear from you. Depending on where you're watching this video, please give it a like, share, or subscribe. I really appreciate that. See you later.